And we'll also go through some strategies you need to monetize your mobile ad. But first, let's look at what is monetization. Okay, so let's go from the very beginning. Don't actually miss anything else. So our topic for today is monetization strategies for mobile apps. Now, monetization is simply the process of converting something into money. When it comes to mobile app monetization, there are many routes you can take, but in this presentation today, we're just going to be looking at 5 monetization strategies that actually have potential impacts on your app growth and engagement. And I hope at the end of the presentations that everyone will be able to understand how to properly strategize their mobile apps so that I can actually make money from it. And also, you know which particular model your mobile app. So what is a mobile app? A mobile app is simply what we also know as an app, a mobile application, which is a software or a program that runs on a mobile device such as a phone, laptop, or watch. Now, most of the time, people actually confuse a mobile app with a web application. But hey, to actually differentiate it for every one of us, a mobile application often stands in contrast to desktop applications, which are designed to run on desktop computers and web applications like our browsers. Now, anything that actually runs on the browser is a web app, but anything that runs on the phone alone is a mobile app. I hope we actually understand that bit. So some of the strategies we'll be looking at are the partnership model, free app with in-purchase model, the free and paid app model, free app with subscription model, and then the paid app model. So first, what is partnership model? Assuming an app is very popular among a certain niche market, companies in that space may approach an app developer for sponsorship opportunities to get their brand in front of the app users. So when you're planning to build an app, the only thing you actually need is see an app developer, because you can say a developer, but not all developers are actually that can actually build an app. Not all developers can build an app. You have to actually meet somebody who can actually build an app for you. You discuss with the person. Maybe the person is going to take a percentage from from you after the app is actually built. So if the user base is large enough, monetization through brand sponsorship, partnership, or acquisition could be a good choice. Now, next is free app with in-purchase model. Some developers choose to create free apps with a subscription model. With this strategy, the app is made free to download with limited access to content or services offered. Most of us have actually come across apps like this when you can actually download for free, but then as time goes on, you actually want to do, you want to do something, or there's a particular service that is offered in that app, but you have to subscribe before you're able to have access to it. So this requires the user to opt into a subscription plan in order to enjoy the full benefits. You definitely actually have to pay some money for you to access that service. That's simply what it means. Now, with this approach, the app can easily be discovered in the app stores as a free app when users search for related content. This is great to help developers build up an initial user base and cultivate that user base into paid ad subscribers. So mostly what people do with this sort of model is they actually build an app that is free. Yes, people download it, you get users to, you get your app out there. Yeah, you have a lot of users, you have people downloading like constantly, but then you're not actually making any profit from it. So what you have to do is insert a service in that app where people actually get to, people actually have to pay to use certain things. Most of the apps that are like this are actually gaming apps. If you actually play games a lot, like on your phone, you will notice that most, if not all of the games you play, there is something that at one point you have to actually purchase, maybe life, you have to purchase maybe a unique scene or a boost or something. So that's simply what this in-app purchase means. So the next one is the free and paid app model. So previously it was free app with in-purchase. So you download for free and then you get services that you actually have to pay for to have access to them. But for this strategy, you have free and paid model. So one popular app monetization strategy is to offer both free and paid versions of your app. With this approach, app developers will either limit certain features in the free app in order to encourage the free app users to upgrade to the paid app, or monetize the free app with in-app advertising. So the benefits of this strategy are twofold. So on one hand, it provides a free option for users to experience the basic functionality of the app at no cost. And then on the other hand, it provides the app developer with a growing user base for potential monetization, view app upgrades, or in-app advertising. So this is also what we experience in certain games too. So you can actually download a game and it's free. You can do anything on it. But then later you actually see like there's an upgrade, or maybe this is like let's say what should I use as an example? Okay, let's use Kate 2.0, which is a current program, a current development in an app development we're doing in the company, Kate 2.0. So this in Kate 2.0, or this is an upgrade. So before you can actually have access to things on the app, you have to pay for it. So that's what it simply means. Now, Kate 1.0 is simply a free app where you can come do anything you like. You're able to use everything on the app. But then you actually notice that, oh, there's an upgrade, and yes, this app is actually good because the app is good, and sorry, the app is good and you actually enjoy everything on it. You definitely want to upgrade. So that's another thing that app developers also do. So the next one is the free app with subscription model. So some developers choose to create free apps with a subscription model. With this strategy, the app is made free to download with limited access to content or services offered. It requires users to opt into a subscription plan in order to enjoy the free benefits. This app monetization strategy is commonly seen among service-oriented apps like meditation app, okay, or a fitness app, because I've actually seen something like this in fitness apps a lot. So you download the app, but then you actually need access to something. Like there's this thing that you need access to, but you can't. You have to pay to get it. Not just fitness apps. A lot of apps are there. So this is something else they actually do. With this approach, the app can be easily discovered in the app stores as a free app when users search for related content. This is a great way to help developers build an initial user base and cultivate that user base into paid subscribers. If you actually notice, the headline here is make it free, increase your user base, and then you can actually do anything. But you have to know that your app has to be good enough for you to start putting up subscriptions or purchases. Your app actually have to be good enough. So there's this app that I've actually been using for I think for like 8 years. But initially, I was able to do everything on the app. I was able to read content. I was able to actually view their workouts. And like a couple of years later, I noticed that something changed. Okay, I did an upgrade. You're just upgrading the app. They say download the new version. So I downloaded the new version of the app. And then I noticed there are some stuff I couldn't actually have access to anymore. Like things I normally had access to. And they're like, okay, pay this amount of money to get a full year, to view the content for a year or a month. Mostly they're like that. So you can actually view these things you can pay to view stuff for like a month, for 6 months, or a year. And when you actually view the year plan, it's lesser. Like if you actually check, because Nigerians will actually check month to month first before we start saying, okay, we want to, you know, we want to actually pay for something. So I actually check month to month, it's actually more expensive. So that's another thing they do. You give a discount when your users want to subscribe for a year at a go. There's a discount for it. So that's another thing, because they have been able to actually build their user base. Then they can actually, that's why they were able to, put all of these subscribe a subscription plan to their apps. So that's another one. So paid app model. In some cases, developers will make their apps available only in paid version. So when you actually see apps like this these are for people that already have a large user base. They don't need to make anything free, because they know no matter what, people will still download, people will make use of it. You understand? So usually the apps offer unique value that is hard to find elsewhere. This monetization strategy is most common among productivity apps. Now, there's an article I was going through yesterday, and I found out that there is this, you must have heard of a designer website or an app that is called Figma. So they actually made a sub app for themselves. They actually made a sub app. So this one is called FeedJam, and it's a paid app model. They use a paid app model. Simply, you cannot use it except you actually pay for it. There is not way you can actually use it. So they noticed when they actually had an interview with the person that owns the FeedJam, they noticed that they were not actually getting, so much users. So what they did was they actually made a discount so that people can use the app. So that's another strategy. You're making a discount, people come use the app, your user base actually increases. So after a long period of time, you can now put it back to the initial price, and people will still use it because they have actually found out that, yes, this app is good. It's actually helping me. It's really helping me. So know that if you go this route, the apps you create should provide enough value or unique functionality that meets certain user needs. Otherwise, you will have a hard time building up the user base to generate revenue for your app. So this FeedJam, I'm actually using as an example. What they did is they made a discount first. They actually found out that people were not using the app so much. So they made a discount. And then they introduced other features. They introduced other features that they know that people now, people are really using. Example is a whiteboard. They introduced something called a whiteboard, which is something that people are currently using now, because most people are working from home. They are doing meetings online, presentations online, they are teaching online. So they actually want facilitators to use that app because it is mostly beneficial to them. So that's another way they actually went about it. And it was really a nice thing. When I actually read about it, I was like, wow, this is something that it is really related to what I'm actually going to present tomorrow, and it's really nice. So I hope this brief summary helped you understand what route you should go in making decisions on strategies for monetizing mobile apps. So you cannot just say, okay, I want to build an app. What should I do? You should just listen to this presentation. Definitely it will help you to know the best way to go. So at this juncture, we have come to the end of this presentation. Thank you everybody for listening in. Before we go forward, to the end, do you have any question for me before I can actually ask you my own questions? So the floor is open. Please ask your questions. If there are no questions, please say no questions so we can move on.
Good morning, Olivia.
Good morning.
Okay, so I have this question. I don't know whether I didn't just get the part. Okay, so there are some apps that, like a lot of apps, then that they use this subscription base, but the first thing they will do is they'll give you like a free trial, maybe 7 days or 13 days that you can use the whole app, or you can access the whole whatever until after the 30 days, then the subscription then kicks in. Netflix did that. I think Canva is also doing that. So under what should that be put?
Can somebody answer this question for him? Can anybody answer this question? Okay, so let's go back. So free trial is same thing as paid subscription. Why is it paid subscription? Because why is it a paid subscription? Basically, is because you're giving a free, a free trial. It's supposed to engage you. What they're trying to do is engage you, know what you can actually get if you're able to use our app. So it's under the paid. Do you understand?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Victor. Any other question?
Good morning, Olivia.
Okay, good morning, Samuel.
Okay, please, what is the difference between web app and mobile app?
Okay, a mobile app is simply an app that runs on your phone, not your web browser, not your phone browser, just on your phone. An example of such app, you say it's okay. Let me use one of the apps that we are building currently in the company. We have, Kate is one of those apps. Kate is an app. You can use it on your phone. You can also use it, you can use it on your phone. So that's like an app, a phone app or a mobile app. Then for a web application, it's only going to run on your browser. If you look at most people's phones, you see there is like, you will notice that you can pin just a web page on your phone, just like on your phone screen. Because you can pin that on your phone and you can click on it does not mean it's a mobile app. It is still a web application. So a mobile app runs on the phone, a web application runs on your web browser. Do you understand?
Okay, I understand.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. Any other question?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Peter.
What are the necessary processes you need to take now before you
Sorry, I didn't get
can launch the necessary process you need to take to launch your app?
to launch your app.
Yes.
Okay, that's not really what we're talking about, but all right. First you have to develop the app. Now, but before that, in product development process, there's something called product development processes in project management. So first, what you have to do is you have to go through the idea/evaluation stage. You check if this idea is actually worth bringing in. Then you create or develop the app. After developing, you advertise. So either before the app comes into play or comes like it's ready to be used by end users, you advertise it, because everything is about advertisement. If you don't advertise an app, nobody knows about it. So you first of all have to advertise before you can say, okay, fine, people know about it, people can use it. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter. Any other question? The last question, any other question? Okay, in the absence.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay, Summer.
Okay, a mobile app like Jumia now,
Yeah.
normally if you're using Jumia, that it's e-commerce that you have to pay. So
Yes.
what aspect of strategy can we put that, like, you are using the app and you are still paying, there's in-app purchases? Or I don't understand, yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've actually come across any in-app, any purchases that you need to make a subscription plan on Jumia. Why? It might be because it's an e-commerce, it's an e-commerce platform. That's why. So mostly e-commerce, they don't actually do all of those. It's simply free because you're already coming to actually get stuff on the platform. So I don't think they actually do that. But me personally, I haven't come across any need for subscription on any e-commerce platform or app. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get you.
All right, thank you very much. So now it's time for me to ask my own questions. Now, The first question is, does Spotify uses in-app purchases? Now, I know that every one of us know about Spotify. If you don't know about Spotify, this is the icon for Spotify. Let me just give you a brief thing of what Spotify does. You come to the app. Okay, I will not explain too much. And then you can be able to listen to music, download music. It's like a personal, you get like a personal playlist for yourself on Spotify. So my question is, does Spotify use an in-app purchase or not? I hope we all remember what an in-app purchase is. So true or false, does Spotify uses an in-app purchase? Who is going to answer? Okay, if nobody is going to answer, I'll just look from my list. I will not pick a developer. So Opeyemi. Hello, Opeyemi, can you hear me? Okay, he cannot hear me. So Victor, and Victor is a designer. So Victor, does Spotify use an in-app purchase? From what I've explained so far, do you think Spotify use an in-app purchase?
They use I think when you're listening to music, is a time that you have to pay for some things. Like they will actually make they make the app free at first, so that when you listen, you'll be like, yes, I'm enjoying it. But later on, you have to subscribe. So yeah.
Okay, so now, okay, that was, no, you did not get it. Let me just say, no, you did not get it. So somebody else, Balogun. I'll explain why Victor didn't get it. Balogun, can you please answer? The time is going.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I won't be sure. I think the app can be free, you can stream on the app, but if you want to get them, if you want to download the songs and I only want to listen to them on offline mode, you have to subscribe to you have to pay for their subscription basically to use that.
All right. All right. Okay, that's a brief. Yeah, that was actually what Spotify was doing. But currently, as of last year, they actually took out the in-app, purchase. They just took it out. Why they took it out is because of the code vid. Now, if
Hello.
most of us notice that there are a lot of apps that people constantly
Hello.
use while they were in COVID. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so there were a lot of apps that people use. One of them was Spotify. So because there were a lot of users on their platform, they took out the in-app purchase because they know that people will still, use the apps with or without, the subscription. People will still use the app. So let's moving forward.
So Olivia, thank you very much. It's okay, Olivia. Thank you.
All
We
right,
appreciate
all right.
your
Thank you.
presentation and we enjoyed it. I want to call on Adenka. Mr. Adenka, are you ready for us? Mr. Adenka, are you ready for us?
Hello,
Are you ready for us, sir?
are you talking about me?
Yes.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
I'm supposed to present on the 5th.
Is that Runo, not Adenuka?
I didn't hear you clearly.
It is Adegbenga, not Adenka.
Okay,
Adegbenga
Adegbenga.
Aruna Ademola. And he is not
Okay.
yet presented. Please let Olivia continue. Thank you.
Okay, Olivia, continue with your question.
Okay. My next question is, can somebody name 5 mobile apps?
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. We have WhatsApp.
Okay.
We have Snapchat.
All right.
We have Twitter.
We have Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nation.
We used to have to go.
We used to have what?
Go.
Chrome.
To go.
Okay, to go.
Yeah. We have.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
We have.
Wait, it's not-
Can you hear me?
No, I didn't get that.
I say we have. No.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. That's correct. That's correct. To go was like one of the earliest app that most of us must have used. Mobile app that most of us must have used. So I'm very sure we all know about to go. Okay, my next question is which of these are mobile apps? Okay. We have Canva, Udemy, Spotify, Social Lender, none of the above, all of the above.
I didn't get that question.
Which of these are mobile apps?
Okay.
Canva, Udemy, Spotify, Social Lender, none of the above, all of the above.
Um. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I don't think I've come across a mobile app of Udemy. Maybe I've not checked that. But no, Spotify is a is a mobile app.
No mobile apps.
Then
Yes, who answered?
I did.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
I said that they're all mobile apps.
Okay, yeah, correct. We are all mobile apps. That's correct. Okay, that is all. That is all. That is all. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending my presentation today. Over to you, Jacob.
Okay, thank you, Olivia. It seems that the Bunga is not on the. It's not on this meeting. And Mr. Denka, sorry for that mix-up. Apology accepted.
It's all right.
All right. So
Accepted.
Adebunga is not here. It's just a pity that he's just few steps away from getting a cash award this at the end of this month. And if you don't get a cash award, you get the other one. All right. While we're still here, in our next circle of list that will be released for KD section, hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, unmute.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Some have not responded.
I can hear you.
Pitch it. We can hear you.
We can hear you,
All
sir.
right. Response, non-response could mean absence.
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Can hear you.
All right.
There you go. Give device.
I can hear you, Sal.
Okay. No, for those that responded, I
We
just
can
few
hear
steps
you.
away from. I just few steps away from 25,000 naira cash award at the end of the
I can hear you.
Okay. So those that responded, you are just few steps away from the 25,000 naira cash award at the end of the month. So more effort, and
You are now running
to
to parliament.
as to push forward for that award.
Me have been hearing
The
you
local
since.
award. Okay. All right. So, all right. Before we finally end the section for today, before the next calendar for the KD section will be released, and I guess that may be the last one for the year. We're going to drop open a conversation on channel, and the way it will go is every one of us that need to present in KD for this knowledge development. We'll open a conversation for everyone to drop two topics that will serve for the month. Since we're expected to present twice a month, so submit two topics on that conversation on Slack. Expect to research, and there will be a deadline for the submission of the topic on the Slack channel. Just two topics, so that it will be presented as a bulk this thing for approval, so that then anyone that could not able to meet up with that, we'll see how to solve. Maybe he's having a challenge picking a topic and all that. We'll see how to rectify that before presentation time. So that is how it will go. The conversation will be opened. You submit it will still be on the KD channel. You submit your two topics so that it will be forwarded for approval. So once you submit, you go back on that conversation to check whether this thing has been approved. If it has, you proceed with the next step. So that's how it's going. So it's going to be a badge submission of topic and a badge approval. Those to still be taken one after the other, but we want everything to be a bit organized and make it easier for the person that wants to approve a topic. So let me ask a question here before we finally end today's KD. If we open that conversation, like how many days interval would it take a person that is, let me say this, one that is slow or missed us to submit a topic? Like how many days will it take to generate that topic and submit? How many days deadline do you think will be okay for you?
16 days.
Yes?
I don't
Who is
even
speaking?
understand the question.
I said it will take 17 days.
17.
Yes.
Okay. Abubakar, I said, if that conversation is open for you to submit your KD topics, two KD topics.
Okay.
And how many days deadline do you need for you to say, I'm just struggling, I'm struggling. Let me just submit.
It's just the topic now. It's not with the slide.
Yes, just the topic. Yeah, just the topic. I'm seeking for that.
That's the one I said.
Okay, I go for 10 days now.
Yeah?
I go for 10 days.
10 days. All right. Any other one?
Sir, I go for 15 days, sir.
How many days?
15 days.
15 days. All right. We have 10, 15, 17. Who else?
I also go for 15 days.
10 days. Okay. All right. Now, if we take the average of that, we'll say that it may be landing us on 10 days. And I think 10 days is a bit okay. 10 days is a bit okay. Now, what about presentation? Or a conversation also will be opened for those that the topics have been approved already to proceed for preparation of their presentation. How many days also do you think, if that conversation is open, okay, submit these slides for approval, badge submission for approval. How many days do you think it can take you from the day your topic was approved to the day you finish, you put a final touch on your slide and ready for presentation? How many days do you think should be given to
Please,
you?
I have a question, please.
What's the
I also
question?
have a question.
All right, what's the question?
You mean to complete the entire 2 topic and send for the slides? I don't really get, because this seems to be a new method. And at least,
to complete what first?
and are we still going to tag the person in charge to approve when we submit in batch?
Of course. So we start with 1. So how many days will it take you? Opinions, suggestions, open.
Like, you mean after the slide has been approved, right?
After the topic has been approved.
The topic has been approved.
Yes. Now you're not preparing your slide.
You are now to prepare your slide and everything, right?
Yes. Now, how many days will it take you?
I think like you can go for 2 weeks now. The first week you
2 weeks.
the first week you can prepare. The next week you can do all this on what do you call it? Putting it on social media, this and that. All the rest. I go for 2 weeks.
Okay. Now,
Sir,
if we say 10 days, who is talking?
It's
okay.
Yes. I go for 6 days for the slide to be approved. Slide to be
ready,
presented.
To be ready.
Yes.
Okay,
6 days.
Okay. That's a sprint for some people. Who else? Anybody else?
I'll go for 2 weeks. So.
2 weeks. Okay.
I go for 2 weeks. That's a lot of fun.
All right. Okay. It's okay. I've sampled your opinions on that. So now,
everybody has supported my opinion as well. Just go for it. That is cool.
All right. Please, what we have to consider now is that at the end of the month, within a month, we're expected to present at least 2 times, and 2 topics are ready, 2 presentations are ready, and all that. So I will have to calculate that in such a way that it will be possible without 10 days and 2 weeks suggestion. Will it be possible to achieve that 2 presentations to be ready and to present in a month? If it will not be ready, I have to reduce the number of days for topic generation. Hope that will be okay when I do the calculation.
So what I want to know is,
this confusing very much.
What I'm saying, Jacob.
Yes.
You said we are presenting twice in a month, right? Hello,
I can hear you.
Hello. So if we are presenting twice in a month, then each one of us will have at least 14 days interval between the presentation,
of course,
right?
Yes.
Let's say even 15 days.
Yes.
Like 15 days each.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So meaning presentation, you have 15 days for that. You don't know how you can like arrange it in such a way that each 15 days can be gotten from preparation and topic approval. Okay, you said that the topics will be approved once, right? The 2 topics.
Yes.
Jacob. Okay, the 2 topics can be approved once. Then preparation and presentation of slide will have, like, let's say 15 to 14 days now. So you should know how we can arrange those for you can now arrange how these 14 days will be utilized for both preparation and presentation.
All right, thank you.
Say you understand.
Yes, I understand you.
So
Thank
for
you.
it, if you can do it for one person, you can select 2 people and use it as sample. So the same structure, the same system you use for those 2 people, then you now apply it to the rest. But make sure you do not confuse yourself with the days.
All right, all right, thank you, everybody. It's time for stand up, and the KD has come to an end. Thank you for attending. Thank you, Oliver, for preparing and being ready for us. I appreciate your effort, and thanks for those that are attending. So goodbye.
Yeah, good.